Okay, I'm going to start the weekly All Signs love readings. I'm just going to do Aries, Taurus and Gemini tonight. I'm going to do 3 signs each day until Christmas Day, okay? So if you're looking for Cancer, Leo and Virgo, they'll be tomorrow. If you're looking for Libra, Scorpio and Sag, they'll be the day after. And then Christmas Eve will be Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. The reason being is my readings are about 45 minutes to an hour long. And I cannot sit for 12 hours, guys. I just can't. It's so bad for my circulation. So, and I don't want to shorten my readings. I do what I do. It works. I enjoy it. I love a long ass reading. So that's what we're doing. So yeah, Aries, Taurus and Gemini tonight. The rest of the signs will be the following days. I'm just going to open a window. All this heating is a bit stuffy. Okay, so starting off with Aries. Actually, let me light my candles. There we go. Aries first, then Taurus, then Gemini. I'm just going to do 3 signs and then I'll move on to the next 3 signs tomorrow, another 3 after that, and the final 3 on Christmas Eve. Christmas Day I won't be recording, okay? I will be with my family. So I'm using the stained glass tarot deck still. Absolutely love it. If anyone wants a personal reading, they're £18. Just finished recording another one today. You can email me at jen3585@gmail.com, or you can direct message on TikTok or Instagram. Readings are pre-recorded on YouTube. It's a private video that only you can see. I'll send you a link to it, so you can watch it as many times you like at your leisure. Hi Sonia. Yeah, so hi. Sarika, is that right? Or Sarik? These are collective readings, so I'll go through all the zodiac signs, but tonight it's just Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. I'll do 3 each day. Memberships will be starting around March when I get my tax number created in the US. 2026 is going to be a good year for this channel. Okay, spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Aries' highest good. How is Aries feeling in this final week of December 2025 with regards to when they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Aries is feeling first of all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you so much. It's really appreciated. Any comments, any love, it all helps. I'm a full-time high school teacher, but we've broken up for Christmas now, so I am living my best life, honestly. Okay, so Aries, you've got the major arcana for Gemini. It's the Lover's card, and it's come out in the challenge position. When it's upright, the Lovers is not just a connection where 2 people have fallen for one another. This is a sacred connection. It's one that's been arranged in the 5D. Okay, the 2 of you signed a contract to say that you would fulfill a soul connection in the 3D, and if it doesn't happen in this lifetime, it's going to happen in the next. Okay, it must be fulfilled. So with that being in the challenge position, it's like maybe you're thinking, is this a soulmate? Is this someone that I'm meant to have in my life? I don't know. When it's reversed, it's when one person is in love and the other is not. Okay, it's unrequited love. So this is the challenge. Like, who is this person to me? So it could be that you've recently met someone and you're not sure if they're meant to be, or you could have been dating for a long time, in a relationship for a long time, and you're just like, is this my person? I don't know. Okay, so let's get another one. The Hanged Man. Yeah, see, this is a card of contemplation. It's when you don't want to make a sudden move. You don't want to make any rash decisions. So you literally hang yourself in suspense and you do not make any moves, okay? You sit and you try to look at things from different angles, different points of view. You try to understand. It's a very open-minded energy. It's positive. Hi, Syed. The Fool. You're going to go for it. Okay, so in this 4th week of December, we've got this Aries energy with the Fool. Now, that's interesting. You've taken a pause and you're still going to take that leap of faith. Okay, you want this with this person. You're going to go for it. Look at the 0. Okay, this is a reset number. In tarot, the numbers run from 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10. And then they have to reset back to 0. So this is the start of a new chapter, a new phase of life. It's very romantic, Aries. It's not really the kind of reading I get for Aries. You know, you're like boss energy, you're like the emperor. It's like, wow, we're doing this or not, you know, like business, like partners, like type A personality. And yet this is like, I am throwing myself head first, you know, into this new situation with this new person, and I am fully trusting that this is my person. It's so romantic, guys. It's really romantic. Let's get 3 for how they're feeling. Wow. So, okay, so they've got the Page of Swords upright, and that is combined with the Ten of Swords reversed. I don't know if you had a disagreement or an argument or some sort of pause with this person. They look like they're watching and waiting. You see how this person is, they're kind of looking out. It's like a lookout, like they're trying to understand, like, when the army is coming, like, am I about to see someone on the horizon? They're kind of waiting. And it's quite an inconspicuous energy, like they don't really want to be seen. It's quite clandestine. With the Ten of Swords, that's, 10 is the end of a cycle. 10 swords in a person is the most anyone can bear. That's a lot of pain, a lot of anguish. This person is done. They're absolutely done. When it's reversed, it's like we've decided, like, we've got to maybe 9 swords and thought, I can't do this anymore. I cannot be rejected by my person anymore, or I cannot continue to argue with my person anymore. This isn't working, or something was very, very painful. When it's reversed, it's like, I'm choosing to stop this now. But then they're like watching and waiting for you. So I think this person's waiting to hear from you. Because swords are their knowledge and their communication. But whenever it's a Page of Swords, they're kind of like trying to not be seen. Like when you look at someone's social media, or you ask like mutual friends or colleagues, and you're trying to find out if that person's mentioned you. Like, are they upset? Like, how are they doing? But you don't want to be obvious about it. So I don't know what's gone down here, but something's gone down, I think. Because we wouldn't have all of this drama. Sorry if I mispronounce your names, by the way, because often there's 2 names together. Artist Shinde. Welcome in. These are collective readings, so the answers to your questions, if you watch the reading, watch your sign, watch the sign for your person. We're currently on Aries, okay? If you want a private reading, you can contact me and arrange that. Right, Page of Pentacles upright. They wanna invest. See, again, we've got this Page energy. See, this is someone that you've recently met them. You haven't got to relationship stage yet, but they wish to date, okay? This is an increment of time, money, or energy. They wish to date with a view to it going somewhere. They want something practical out of this, okay? So they could be an earth sign. They don't have to be. It's not someone that's just thinking with their private parts, or sort of fiery and passionate and lusting. It's not like that. It's not someone who's airy-fairy and overly romantic and idealistic, thinking in a cups kind of way. This is, I would like to have something solid with you and build lasting generational wealth if it goes well. Okay, so it's a very practical, earthy intention, which is nice. Let's get one more. It could be a Taurus, because we've got the Empress. Now, the Empress is shared by Libra and Taurus. This is a very high status individual. The Empress has all 4 queens. It's someone who has mastered life And I don't mean that they have to be a lot older, but this person knows their worth, okay? They're the Queen of Pentacles, a solid provider. They like nice things, and their love language is to gift others. They're also the Queen of Swords. They like the truth. They like honesty. They like fairness. Their love language is to help others in the community, you know, acts of service. A fantastic communicator, writer, orator, speaker. They're also the Queen of Cups. They have an open heart chakra. They're an empath, a nurturer. They're patient, understanding, forgiving. They know how to wait for the right time for things, okay? They understand the feelings and emotions of others. What am I missing? The Queen of Wands, okay? So very ambitious, very assertive, confident, sexy. They know what they want. They make it happen. They create goals and they go for them. So by the time a person is feeling themselves, okay, and they are the Empress, they are the highest status in the tarot deck. They're equivalent to the Emperor. The Emperor is all 4 kings. The Empress is all 4 queens. Now, the Empress knows their worth, okay? They attract, they do not chase people. If you mess about with an Empress, they'll just watch you walk away. If you run from them, expecting to be chased, no. They'll turn their back to you, okay? This is someone that likes traditional courtship. And so that makes sense with the Page of Pentacles there, because this would be someone that picks you up in a taxi, you know, arranges where you're going to eat or go out for drinks. They'll deliver you home safely. They'll message you to say thank you for a lovely evening, and they won't expect a thing in return. They will just say thank you for giving me, you know, the pleasure of your company. And it's very traditional. It's very nice. That is how you treat someone when you want it to go somewhere, right? So whether they're male or female, this person likes traditional courtship. They're solid, they're reliable, and that's not boring. We all want stability in life, okay? Someone can be very, very good looking. They can have a beautiful home, be successful in their career, and have stability and provide you with stability. Why would you want anything less than that? Okay, it's not boring. It's probably the best case scenario, if we're honest. This person will not like mind games. They won't like something being surface level. If they were to allow something surface level, it's because they've ruled you out as a partner, because they don't think that you're like capable of that, okay? This person knows your worth because they want to date with a view to having a relationship. I've just lost my these are my stick-on nails. I ran my finger through my hair before and it came off, so it's like losing its stick a little bit, but we'll be all right. We can get through. They're too pretty to not wear them. Let's get 3 for the outcome. I am loving how romantic this spread is for you, Aries. Very nice. Probably one of the best I've had for Aries. The 9 of Cups, okay. The 9 of Cups is satisfaction, it's wish fulfillment. You know, when you just feel like you've got everything that you could want, you've got like decent money coming in regularly, you've got a nice group of friends, you feel like you're attractive looking, you've now got a partner, you know, that is not confusing, they're reliable, they turn up, they enjoy to rise to the occasion and show up, and that makes them feel good, and it makes you feel good, and that makes them feel good, and it just goes like that. And this is like, do you know what? I'm actually happy. I am actually happy, you know? I know that my future is solid. I know that there's lots to look forward to. This has great potential. I'm happy. Yeah. 9s are about being single, but you know, after 9 you progress on to 10 when 2 people put their income together, their savings together, their intentions together, and they manage to create lasting generational wealth. So you would go from the 9 of Cups to the 10 of Cups, where it's you, your person, and children. all living under one roof, or you and your person move in and it's the two of you under one roof, but it's seriously long term. 10 is like beautiful. It's like what we're all after. It's the same with Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is I have enough for myself. I'm single and abundant. I've got a great job. I don't need anyone. I get the bills paid. 10 of Pentacles is me and my person putting our assets together and creating lasting generational wealth for parents, for grandchildren, for children, whoever. Okay? Hi, welcome in, Emmanuel. This is tarot readings. We're on Aries. We're about halfway through the Aries reading. I'm going to be doing Taurus and Gemini. Interesting cards coming out next. So we've got the Six of Swords, which is a card of closure. Okay, if you think about when Vesuvius erupted in 47 AD, people ran down to the river, they climbed into their boats, and they took themselves. They did not take most of their belongings. They just had to get away and make a new life, okay? The ones that got away made a new life. This is like that journey, okay? So you take what's essential and you leave the past behind. That is in combination with the Justice card, the major arcana for Libra. So this is all about the truth, what's fair, what's right, what's just. Okay, if something was wrong, it's going to be made right, and it's upright, so that's good. The Eight of Swords is mental entrapment. Okay, so this person is blindfolded. They're surrounded by swords at the water's edge. There's no way out, except this is what this person believes to be true. It's not the reality. Okay, the water in tarot represents emotions. Mountains represent obstacles and challenges that need to be overcome. Okay, so something is making this person feel like there's obstacles, there's no way out, I don't know how to fix this. But it's their perception, it's not the reality. All things can be solved in life, okay? The Devil. Now, when the Devil card is upright, it's a major for Capricorn. When it's reversed, we're getting free from the devil, okay? So whatever was toxic, whatever was addictive or repetitive, obsessive, whatever we were finding difficult to deal with, that's been overcome. So again, that's kind of repeating the story that was playing out. We've got full closure to whatever the past was that was causing a problem. It's been overcome. Problems with this early relationship have now been put to bed. So let's get one final one, because they were a combination. The Hermit reversed. So this is another major arcana. This is the major arcana for Virgo. Virgos are incredibly reflective. They often look back at the past and review the past. In the story of the major arcana, the Fool realizes that he must walk this part of the journey alone. The answers lie within him. He cannot ask other people what he wants for his future. He cannot ask other people what was his part. He must reflect on that himself. The only people that know what happened in a relationship are the two people experiencing it, okay? Normally, we go through the hermit mode after a breakup or during a pause in a relationship where we're trying to contemplate who did what was their part, what was mine, take responsibility, make apologies. You try to think about what we want going forwards. So this has to be done solo. So it's likely that you've experienced a period of time or they have, where they've not been dating anyone, they've just been keeping to themselves, still seeing family, still seeing friends, still going to work, getting the bills paid, but not necessarily involved romantically. With it being reversed, I don't think there's a need for this, because I feel like that's already been done. I think there's an end to this hermit period, okay? So let's get a message. Let's get a message from them. With them looking like the Empress, they obviously are waiting for you to make the next move. And you may well do that because you're a fire sign, okay? But they're a solid investment, okay? They're the Page of Pentacles. Let's see what they've got to say. See, this is what this person, would say to you if you were in contact, if you're not currently talking. Sometimes you're still in contact, but we don't say the things that we're thinking, Unblock me. I miss you and want to connect. Please unblock me, literally or energetically, so we can speak. I have a lot to say. Wow. I did feel like there'd been a pause here. And I did think there'd been a fallout as well. Because they wouldn't feel so bad. If that wasn't the case, they wouldn't be feeling so bad, right? I don't know whose fault it was. Maybe it's just a clash of ego. Or something silly, something superficial that you were arguing about. But they're devastated. You're their person, okay? Let's get another card from them. Another message. That's cute, guys. I know we will be together. That's cute though, right? I like that. What is it that this person likes or loves about Aries? Oh, stop. There is only you in my mind and in my heart. That's very sweet. Whatever it was, I do feel like you can sort this out, I'm just going to have a little dig and see what could have possibly gone on here. Exit plan. Someone wants out, but they aren't making a move yet. Be prepared for sudden changes. Secret past. Skeletons in the closet not telling the whole story. Undecided, choosing between lovers, competing for affection. Dream world, living in a fantasy land, illusions, not real love. I wonder if this person was a little bit too confident previously and they took you for granted, or there's something that you don't know about, like they could be someone, because they're high value, they could have a lot of people sort of vying for their attention. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, it just means that they are high value, but we don't want them to take advantage of that. I need to use my inhaler. I'm like so wheezy right now. Hang on. Oh my gosh, look, divine union. Use the wings of empathy to bring love and harmony. That's cute though, because you've got the lovers. You're kind of like contemplating, is this person my person? Are we meant to be together? You got divine union. You can sort this out. You definitely can. In their feels. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something now. If it is a Taurus, they're a very sensual sign. They like the good loving, okay? They like intimacy. They could have a high sex drive, and they could be very tempted by things that are nice to look at, okay? So nice looking people. Now, I'm not going to say that this person's promiscuous, but their eye may wander and notice things that are attractive, people that are attractive, okay? But I'm telling you now, they also know their worth, and it does not matter if someone's very, very handsome or very, very beautiful. If they're not high value and they're not committed, this Empress, whether they're male or female, doesn't matter, they're not going to go, oh, this is my person, okay? See, someone can be really handsome or really beautiful or really good in bed or all these things, but if they're a scoundrel or a love rat or this or that, this person will sleep with them, but they're not going to marry them. Do you know what I mean? So you don't need to, like, worry like that, because I'm just seeing that card, and usually that's someone who's, like, yeah, they have a lot of desire, they take action to express that, you know, and be intimate with people, but they're not going to marry someone who's, like, you know, a homosexual or, like, got no shame or this or that. When you're an Empress, though, Libra, Taurus, or someone who's just got a lot of options, you know, like, you may explore those, okay, let's just say that. It doesn't mean that you don't know that someone isn't worth your time, though, like, I think I'm being clear. They're not a threat to you having a serious connection with this person, whoever that is. That they kind of, like, let them get distracted for a while, but they let themselves get distracted for a while by good-looking people or people who are good in bed, but it's no threat to what you could have with this person. High legit 4. Is it 4-leaf? What's 4-leaf murmur? Because I always read, like, bits of email addresses and then I totally, like, misunderstand. Contemplation, unsure, choices, decisions, controversy, drama, scandal, truth coming out. Yeah, they've got, like, a whole queue of people, like, this person got, like, people on rotation, but they know when they've got, you know, the potential of making a future with someone really high value like you, okay? Hi, Lyle. I'm not doing questions on here or personal readings on here. If you want a personal reading, that can be arranged. You can email me at jen3585@gmail.com, or you can direct message on TikTok or Instagram. But, like, these are collective readings. We're halfway through Aries. Well, we're most of the way through Aries, to be honest. What's the nature of this connection? I'm going through all the signs. So tonight I'm just doing Aries, Taurus and Gemini, because my collective readings last about 45 minutes to an hour. They're very, very long, very detailed. I get loads of clarification, messages, advice. Okay, so if you have got questions, they'll probably get answered by regularly watching the sign of your person and your sign as well. But I know it's nice to sometimes get like a specific question answered or get an individual reading. Magnetic connection. There is a very strong pull and intensity that draws you to this person. Yeah, there definitely is, because it's not every day that we kind of think of someone as divine lovers. Something about this person has caught your eye, and you are Aries the Emperor, okay? And you know that this person is an Empress. You know something good when you've got it. You recognise it. You're so ready to take a leap of faith for your Empress, okay? Whether you're male or female, whether they're male or female, does not matter, okay? This person wants you to contact them, Aries. Like, what's the nature of this connection? Forgiving and learning. There you go. Something definitely went on here. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moment. So don't hold any grudges. Let it go. I feel like you have done that because you've moved into the Fool energy. And we got released from the devil, didn't we? So we're overcoming whatever the issue was. We're overcoming this, state of mind where we think there's no way out. There's no way of solving this. Justice is being done. Closure of the past. Coming out of like this gap of time together. Sorry, this gap of time, this period of time apart, this gap. Playfulness, okay? So advice to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Now, Aries, you know how to bring it. You know how to put good music on, create the vibe. you know what you need to do. My sister's an Aries. She's fucking hilarious. I love going to hers, like having some nice food, some wine, or like Prosecco or something. Watching like a funny movie together. She is so funny. She's so witty. If we go on a day out, she picks me really nice to go for a walk. She put music on, and she's just like a really good planner. I feel like that is a fire sign thing to do, to sort of plan and do things, to have goals and go for them. You're very action orientated, so this would be like a walk in the park for you guys. This is a stroll in the park to think of something nice to do, to get the romance back, to be fun and playful with this person. They're worth it, okay? They're an Empress. They're worth it. They want to invest. It's a magnetic connection. It's time to forgive and move forwards. They want this too, okay? And they could have anyone. They could have anyone. It's not like you're their only option, okay? But they choose you. That's what's nice about it. Let's get you some advice. Sovereign. OMG. We like this. Hi, Lee. You are the queen of your life. Treat yourself like royalty. Wow. For the Emperor and the Empress. Sovereign. Treat yourself like royalty. You might want to do like something a bit luxurious, If you really, like I was talking about traditional courtships and like if you really have the intention of this going somewhere, then you do the traditional thing, right? So you book something really. Oh, I remember when a fire sign booked a date for me and him, and it was like, I think it was like a 1 year anniversary, and he like booked a local restaurant which he knows that I really like, and then he had like champagne on the table like waiting for us, and it's just like, I don't know, like it's so nice when like people arrange like stuff like that just to go. It's not even like a lot of effort to arrange something like that, but it's like means so much, and it just creates, that's the magic of life. Like, why would you not want to give someone that, you know? And I'm telling you now, an empress would give you the same, they would give you the same romance back. They're going to meet that energy. They're not going to, there's someone that loves to spoil. So if you spoil them, they're going to spoil you. Okay? They see you as royalty as well. So enjoy it. Oh, hi, Sarah. I'm so sorry I got your name wrong the other day. Why can't you make your own email address and then then I'll be like, Sarah's here. all these mums using their kids' emails. It's funny. I've got a few people that I do readings for that use their kids' accounts. It's funny. Okay, when I say kids, they're like grown, but where am I up to? Let's get these. You've come in just in time, haven't you? You knew that it was Taurus in a few minutes. Elevation. I free myself from fear and trust the universe. This is the crown chakra because it's purple. I direct my thoughts to the beauty inside and around me. I use my spiritual strengths and knowledge to create light, and I rise above all doubt. Oh my goodness, guys, like the message is so clear here, and I hope you have a really nice reconciliation with your person. Make it romantic, make it lovely. This time of year, it's nice to go to a hotel, isn't it, and have like a spa experience or nice little getaway, like just the two of you. Especially like out in the countryside. If you're in the UK, oh, a lovely place with like nice grounds. You know, the kind of like hotel where they turn down your bed while you're down at dinner. That kind of place. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Like the kind of place that if you go there like a few times, they'll upgrade you for free. Like, yeah. It's a time of year to have quality time together, a little breakaway. Oh, thank you for subscribing. I don't take personal questions in lives, though. Confidence and courage. Face life's adventures and challenges bravely with confidence and courage. I mean, doesn't Aries really need to be told to do that? You do that so well. That's your MO. But you can do it with love, okay? Not just in business, not just with your children, do it with love as well. Confidence, guys, confidence and courage. The Fool energy. I am getting so excited about this. I'm getting really excited about it. I think beautiful things are happening for Aries at the moment. Yeah, I'll do personal readings over the holidays. Yeah, 100%. Look, I do 2 jobs the rest of the year, so like one job is that's definitely like easy for me now. I've had a couple of days where I did nothing because actually it's not even that. I'll say it's did nothing, but basically I wasn't working in school. We've broken up on Friday, and then it was a staff night out, and I was hanging the next day. But I really enjoyed getting dressed up. I was feeling myself. And then, yeah, I actually didn't feel that drunk when we were out. But the next day, you know, when it starts to like marinate. And I was like, this is going to get worse progressively as the day goes on. So I did nothing Saturday, and I've been very lazy today as well. But I mean, when I say I did nothing, I didn't go anywhere, but I was posting all the signs from the week, so I don't see this as work, even though it is work. I don't know. I enjoy it, so yeah, I'll be doing personals. I did one today. The Star Child. Reconnect with your inner child. Their wonder is the seed of your manifestations. Reconnect, yeah, so let yourself dream. Don't don't try to be too much of an emperor, too much like type A alpha, like boss energy. You don't have to be so do you know, like parental about shit, because a parent puts on a front, a protective, like responsible kind of energy so that children can rely on them, and that's being a great parent. But you are also a person that was once a child, okay? So don't, what am I trying to say? Don't get so realistic about stuff. Allow yourself to be an optimist. Allow yourself to be a romantic. Allow yourself to get carried away. Take on some of that like Piscean energy, you know, where it's like there's no limits to what we're allowed to dream. And it isn't going to stay a dream. A Pisces seems like they haven't got their feet on the ground, but they'll be the ones that are just like, well, why wouldn't I make it come true? Do you know what I mean? So I do like a Pisces. This is very romantic for an Aries. It's very romantic, this reading. I'm loving it. Let's get you a Yule celebration. Oh, brilliant, yeah. I get very invested in like in my clients' like lives as well. Like I will be like as excited for the reading as you are. I love these. You know, this is the Yule celebrations. I think I did a thumbnail with it. It's off Timo. You know, I love Timo. Pine cones, symbols of prosperity and growth. Didn't know that. Discover wealth in the simplicity and beauty of nature's offerings. Very true. Festive music. Sing and celebrate with festive music. The songs of Yule bring joy, warmth, and connection to all who hear them. Oh, guys. It's not for me, and I'm loving it. Right, I hope you liked this reading. Do you want me to get you a divine timing card? When will Aries reconcile with their person? Ooh, it's coming for you. 6 months from now. So, because it's collective, it's really up to you, Aries. You know, the sooner you get in touch with this person, arrange some nice time together, the sooner you can, you know, move on from whatever went down. So the ball's in your court. Go for it, okay? Make a beautiful time for you and your person this Christmas or this winter period. If you like this reading, please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel. If you want to donate, there's a link in the channel description. Personal readings, if you wish to book, at £18. Memberships will be starting around March time. I've got to wait for my tax number to be created in the US and be sent to me. And then we can get the ball rolling with all of that. Because we're law-abiding citizens. Yeah, so it's going to be longer than what I thought, because I was hoping to start memberships before Christmas, but You know what? I think the time's going to go so fast. I'm just glad that I now, like, I've got over that hurdle, because I've never, like, set up a channel before and got monetized before. So I was just, like, trying to figure my way through stuff that I didn't know a thing about, you know? And it's sorted now. I guess if you, like, live in the States, it's easier because you just already have, like, a tax number and stuff, but I'm outside of the States, so I've got to wait. I guess there's, like, people all over the world wanting to get paid by Google, right? So it makes sense. Yeah, if members will receive a monthly health reading. So your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, and your connection to the divine. Using the Native American Indian medicine wheel, very, very popular. When I do it, I get a lot of views off those, more than with the love readings. And then there'll be a monthly finance reading, which they get the most views, actually. I got like 5.5k views off one finance reading. Sorry, I don't know why they do so well, but they do. So yeah, so like collective readings will like continue to be weekly, but with the memberships you can focus on other aspects of your life. And I'll do a how to read tarot series as well, because I think, you know, I do like explain the cards as they come out, but that's just the cards that happen to come out in that spread and in that combination. So it's kind of nice to talk about the cards in a more methodical way and explain it all calmly. The tarot is so cool, like there's so much to know. And then you've got all your oracle decks as well, but they kind of, well, yeah, they're easier, I think, because they sort of speak for themselves. Right, let's go on to Taurus. I'm going to have to open more windows. It's too hot in here. How cute is this card that my mum and dad got me? I might put that, I said I wasn't going to do a reading on Christmas Day, but, you know, like when I start doing readings again after Christmas Day, that could be like a thumbnail. That's sweet. That's for the jerk that said I sit in my room and make up stories because I don't have a good relationship with my parents. Or the person that said I have £300 hands. Monetarily, yeah, not weight-wise. There's such weirdos come onto this channel, you know. Just trying to, like, hurt people. Thank God I didn't listen to them at the start because there wouldn't be a channel. That's some good advice, actually. If you're thinking of starting a channel in anything, do more than one platform, because if a video doesn't do well on one platform, it usually does well on the other. So then if you get a troll or something, you can just ignore and disregard what they say. Whereas if you've only got the one platform and it bombs, you think, oh no, they're right. Do you know what I mean? But it's not true. My friend told me, like, do TikTok as well. And that's been the best advice, is to do like more than one platform. If you're thinking of doing a channel, go for it. I try to say that to my pupils as well, because, you know, I think they're scared about the future. And it's like, yes, you know, you can get good grades. If you're struggling with your grades, don't just become like, you know, a really horrible person that's like bitter and stuff. Like 2025 is the best year to make a channel. These are really good times for young people to find other ways of making money. Good times for people who are retired, you know, from their regular jobs. They can have a channel and make money until the day they die. Boost that pension, you know. Make a channel if you have to be at home with the kids. They're like trying to get people to move back into the Alps and like isolated areas of Italy at the moment. And if you have like an online channel, that's a really good way, because people used to work in factories around those areas. And lots of people in Italy are very traditional, and they're kind of complaining and saying like, well, how would I buy a house in that area when I can't sell properties that I already have? But a lot of them inherited properties from family. So they're very lucky to have the ones that they have. But if they actually had a digital business, they won't need to work in a factory. You know, they can move out to those areas that are isolated. And yeah, it's possible to have very good life in those areas now. You get like a grant to go and live in like, what was the area called? It's somewhere really, really nice, like Trentino. Oh my God, the best wine, the best vineyards, mountains that are like biblical. The thunderstorms are terrifying out there. It's a major base for base jumpers, and people that like skydiving and wingsuiting. My ex used to do all that. It's exciting times, you know. I try not to take notice, but you know when you start a channel and it's like you've got like no subscribers and someone comes on like, it's clear you don't know how to read cards. That's literally what happened to me, and I just felt like so horrible. But I just realised that they were a troll, and I just kept doing it. This background's so nice, isn't it? It's not a lint calendar. I don't know why I said that the other day. It's you know, Ferrero Rocher. But I love, you know, like they do the like Kinder Bueno kind of filling in the white version of that. Is it Raffaello or Raffaello, something like that? The white ones like with coconut on. Oh my God. But yeah, that's been a beautiful backdrop. Right, let's get on with this. Spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Taurus's highest good. How is Taurus feeling in this 4th week of December 2025 with regards to the one they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Taurus is feeling, please. Ooh, stubborn as a mule. Okay, so the Hanged Man, when it's upright, is someone who's turning themselves upside down and they're trying to look at things from a different perspective. So that kind of says like open-minded, right? When it's reversed, we're being very stubborn. It's like, well, this is what I think, and you're just a jerk if you don't. Like, you know, do what I say or say sorry to me. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's necessary, Taurus. I don't know your situation, but this is your state of mind at the moment. Is like, touch me and I'll throw you off. Do you know what I mean? I'll throw you off my back, like in this image here. I'll kick you with my hind legs. Smoke coming out the ears and the nose, you know, angry bull. It's like a stubborn energy. 6 of Wands, okay. So you could be feeling yourself at the moment. You might feel very attractive, like you're getting compliments, like you know you look good. Because this is a love reading, right? And the Six of Wands is about victory, success, recognition. Usually we feel the Six of Wands when our partner's complimenting us, or someone, you know, checks us out and we're like, ooh, they're quite nice actually, you know, or a new person in work says hi and like gives you a little wink and you're like, hello. It's that kind of like, yes, I'm feeling good. Maybe it's also a sense of like, I've overcome, you know, this need to rely on anyone or this situation to work out. Maybe you feel successful and confident because, you know, you just don't need anyone. You're not obsessing right now. The Nine of Wands is the challenge. I don't know why you're spamming stuff and I don't really understand your question, so I'm going to just hide it. The Nine of Wands, when it's upright, is obstacles and challenges, and it's been happening for a long time. 9 is near the end of a cycle. Okay, 10 would be completion, because the numbers run from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 all the way up to 10. Each wand represents a challenge, something that's been difficult, something that's been really, really tough going. It's not been easy, okay? When it's reversed, we're kind of downing tools and saying, do you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. See, this is the challenge, okay? So you're like, do I throw in the towel? Do I completely let go of this? Let's see how they're feeling. Let's get 3 for them. Whoever it is that's on your mind, whoever it is that you're actually dealing with, or whoever's coming in the future. Let's see how they're feeling. Wow. They've got the 10 of Cups reversed. The 10 of Cups, when it's upright, is like a happy family life. Every person's cup is full, okay? Partner, children, whether you have parents living with you or siblings, whoever's living under that roof, their cup is full when it's upright, okay? When it's reversed, there's disharmony, discontent, disunion. See, this person's like got a lot of drama going on in their family life at the moment. Or they view you as family, and, you know, if you live with this person, they're fully aware that this is a very unhappy situation. If you don't, their family is very divided and unhappy at the moment, okay? The Wheel of Fortune reversed. Now, this is bad karma. When the Wheel of Fortune's upright, we've kind of done what we needed to do to clear bad karma, and we get a period of good luck, good fortune when it's upright. When it's reversed, we're still doing something toxic, whether that's accepting other people's bad behaviours and ignoring red flags, or whether we are being a runner or a chaser or something that we shouldn't be doing. This person's like, they're receiving bad karma, they're trapped in a cycle, making the same mistakes over and over, whoever this is, and it's pissing off their family, okay? Now we've got Pisces, the moon, okay, major arcana for Pisces. In the story of the major arcana, the fool realizes that he must walk forwards anyway, even though it's scary. You know, the path is not illuminated. Lots of things could be hidden in the dark, but that's just a chance. That's the risk, okay? we should walk forward anyway. Otherwise, progress can never be made, right? So perhaps someone was too afraid to take the step that they needed to, and they're no longer afraid. Hi, I'm not taking individual questions in the live. If you want a personal reading, it's £18. Otherwise, you can get your questions answered by watching these collective reads. So you can watch your sign or the sign of your person and follow that long term, and you'll know what narrative is going on. Okay. The King of Cups is in the outcome, and I like it because it's upright. See, this suggests like emotional healing, like a healthy heart chakra. Okay, so that green cog is spinning around, and we're able to be forgiving. We're able to let bygones be bygones, water under the bridge. We're able to progress, move forward with our lives. We don't hold grudges. We don't let ourselves down saying nasty things, or, is petulance the right word? Like when you kind of block someone, or you're like antagonistic, or you're passive aggressive, or is that right? Petulance, to be impetulant. This is someone who's very mature, very emotionally intelligent, okay? So it could be you, or it could be your person. I'd say it's them, because it's water energy again, and they had Pisces, the moon, didn't they, which is water. And then this is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. So they've moved into a state of overcoming their fears, okay? It's something to do with family. Family are not happy with this person, but they're overcoming their fears. So perhaps familial judgment was the issue. So sometimes that judgment comes from children, sometimes it comes from parents, sometimes it comes from siblings. Knight of Swords reversed. The Knight of Swords upright is someone that needs to deliver a message very urgently. That horse is kind of like rearing up. He's got his sword raised. There is no time to waste. Okay, swords deliver the truth. It's facts, knowledge, communication, generally delivered very honestly. When it's reversed, maybe this person has something that they want to say, but they're not ready to say it, or they're holding themselves back. The Ten of Swords reversed with the Four of Wands reversed. I thought we already had the Ten of Swords. Was that in the Aries reading? That must have been the Aries reading. See, these were both reversed. Someone's experiencing a lot of pain. Now, they could have got all the way to the end of a cycle just experiencing this pain, but they're actually trying to find a way to stop feeling like this, okay? Because it's reversed. And that normally comes from biting the bullet and saying what needs to be said, making contact, stopping, kind of the denial and the avoidance, and actually taking the bull by the horns, like facing up to something. The Four of Wands is reversed here. Now, the Four of Wands, when it's upright, is the 1111 card. So this is like the ultimate wish fulfillment in a love scenario, which is two people that are living together. tends to suggest a house, like the 4 walls to a house, the 4 legs to a chair. Very stable number 4. These people could be in wedlock, they could be married, but the whole town, whether they're married or not, they're in union, they're together, it's the 2 of them, it's no one else. They're very much in love, very much committed, very, very stable. That's reversed. See, there's a sense of like, I need to do something about this lack of stability. I need to do something about it. There's a whole lot that someone needs to say, and it's urgent. They're not afraid anymore, okay? They're breaking the cycle of running away from judgment, fear of judgment from the people around them. And because this is in regards to you, okay? It's in regards to you. They're not going to let fear, determine their moves anymore. Let's get a message from them. Yana, if you do want a personal reading, you can email me at jen3585@gmail.com. It's in the channel description. Or you can direct message on TikTok or Instagram and we can arrange a reading. Otherwise, like, I'm doing Aries, Taurus and Gemini tonight for collective readings. And then tomorrow I'll do another 3 signs. So that would be Cancer, Leo and Virgo tomorrow. I'll do Libra, Scorpio and Sagittarius the day after on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I'll do the final 3 signs, which will be Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. I go in zodiac order and I can't do all 12 signs in one day because it'd be 12 hours. And my blood pressure is like on the low end of the normal kind of spectrum anyway, the normal band of what's okay and what's not okay. So if I sit for a long time, my ankles fill up with blood. So I have to spread it out like across. I did 12 last week and my legs were swelling up as soon as I stood up the next morning. It's really not good for me. So that's why I'm just doing the 3 signs tonight. What sign are you? Let's get a message from this person. I'm single. I'm single right now. I'm not attached to anyone. I'm not looking to get into a relationship at this time. Okay, so this person is like not available for dating at this time. Okay, that's what they would say to you and perhaps have been holding back on saying. And it's not because they're with their ex or anyone else for that matter. They're not trying to date anyone behind your back. They are not emotionally available right now. Hi, Tuxedo. Hi, do angels have eyes? Okay, so what else would this person say to you then, Taurus? What sign are you, Tuxedo, and what sign is your girlfriend? Let's take it slowly. Okay, so what this person is afraid of is that you are a very traditional person, Taurus, and that's nothing wrong with that. They're very clear that you want a traditional courtship, that you want someone to date you, to romance you. With that family card being there, they may already have children. They could have been going through a divorce or a separation. They're more than likely someone that's leaving a family dynamic behind, and they need time by themselves, and then to take this very, very slowly once they are ready. They are not dealing with anyone else. They want you to know that, okay? They're not dealing with anyone behind your back or putting you off because they don't think you're good enough. They're in a phase of their life where they're probably doing hermit work. They're probably processing what's gone on, trying to re-steady themselves, reorganize themselves, find new patterns, new habits. They're getting a lot of flack off people around them, whether that's children, parents, siblings. They are not free to kind of just do whatever they like. There's not a good, if you have people that you love and care about, and you got to put yourself in their shoes. If they're leaving a family dynamic and no one's happy because of that, you can't feel good moving forward with someone new. You have to get to a state where things have settled and there's new habits, new routines. The bonds are no longer in jeopardy between you and your kids, you and your ex, because you have to deal with them to see your children. You have to have enough time with your children for them to still feel like they've got a mum or a dad. You have to, be able to manage finances, which are now, the landscape of your finances are completely different. The structure of your finances are completely different. Your cash flow is completely different. There's a lot to deal with, and it is not a good time to date. So they're just being honest that they would need things to go very slowly, and they are not dealing with anyone else. What is it that this person likes or loves about Taurus? Oh, I am so proud of everything you do. They might be asking around, or they might be following you somehow, whether it's on social media or they just hear things through the grapevine, or you may have actually told them at some point that you've achieved some kind of milestones or started kind of new ventures. They're really proud of you, Taurus. They're watching your glow up. Whether it's business, change of career, going back to school. Whether it's how you handle yourself, how you conduct yourself, how you carry yourself. They've got a lot of respect for you and a lot of pride from the things that you're achieving. Difficulties, jealousies from others may serve as obstacles to the success of this connection. They are having to give their time, their money, their energy to their existing priorities. Okay, and that's only right. And it would take a while to kind of, once there is a balance, then work in space for a new relationship. Does that make sense? It has to happen over 6 months to a year or a couple of years. It can't happen overnight. So they are pumping the brakes on this. But they're keeping tabs on you, and they see your worth. They're not dealing with anyone else. It's nothing to do with that, okay? I'm just closing the window. because my feet were cold. There was like a frost starting on the carpet. Okay. Children, okay? So we've got a family card. Children maybe, you know, having a tantrum or going quiet, refusing to talk, having emotional outbursts. That would make anyone feel so guilty, so down, so sad. They may be having to say to the kids, like, I can't give you what I promised you, or the budget's smaller this year, or, you know, I can take you, but I can't pick you up. There's something where this person falling short with their kids at the moment, and it's due to the fact that they're going through separation or relocation or all of the above, okay? Work challenges, emotional challenges, practical challenges. Things are not good. They're letting people down and they don't like it, okay? But they haven't forgotten you. They have not forgotten you. For Taurus to be questioning whether to keep going with this, what was happening previously, forgiving. They didn't mean to hurt you, but you're holding on to it. Forgiving helps you to get past it. Okay, so you could have really misunderstood one another or distrusted one another, or this person could have let you down the way they're letting other people down, you know, like promise things and then they don't live up to it. And it's because they're spreading themselves too thinly, okay? They were doing it before and they're probably still doing it. Silent remnants. Amid the uncertainty, love has the power to rebuild trust. They're trying to make up for how they've let people down. Okay, and they're going to start off with their kids because that's obviously what's right. Hi, Anjali. Kicked to the curb. People feel or felt like pissed off by this person. They felt like this person was distracted by you, or, you know, this person felt like you kicked them to the curb, or you felt like they kicked you to the curb. There was discontent all around, okay? Yeah, look, finances are awful right now for this person. They could have lost their job. They could have got demoted, had a pay cut, decreased hours. They could have gone part-time. They could just have extra outgoings. You know, don't take the card super literally. Well, that could be the case. We don't know what's going on in this person's life day to day, okay? Things change with people's circumstances by the hour. Broke, fired, or living beyond their means. They could have so many outgoings because of this change of living situation. They could have double bills. You know, I had that when I moved abroad. I had a car on finance in the UK. I had rent abroad that I needed to pay. I was paying, you know, everything for the car as well, like the tax, the MOT, any like subscriptions that I had in the UK. I wasn't a homeowner in the UK, but yeah, when you have like multiple places that you live, or you have multiple places with assets, it all starts to get very complicated very quickly, and you're not actually making any money because you're paying twice for everything. So that could be what's going on. Dating, new love options back on the market. They have completely left their ex, okay? They are back on the market technically, but this person's like, how can I think about dating? Money shit and my kids are unhappy with me. I need to sort that out. So they've put the brakes on this. Does that make sense? Even if they didn't say it, I think they thought that they would lose you if they said it. So they just didn't say it. No, that's not to judge you. That's how this person chose to deal with the situation. It's a reflection on them, not a reflection on you, okay? You've come further than you think, Taurus. Okay? So is this person. They feel like they're the biggest fucking failure or fuck up, right? But to actually have the balls or the like, whatever, if you're female, to leave, to actually have the confidence to leave financial stability and to risk upsetting your children who you love the most more than anything, what your kids think of you is the number one thing in the world. To walk away isn't to leave them behind, but it could be viewed as that by them. And to risk that is a big fucking deal, okay? So this person's like, they just feel like they've got nowhere, but actually, they're trying to overcome their fear and not stay in an unhealthy living dynamic, but create new ones where they honour the love that they have for their children, the respect that they have for their ex-spouse that helped raise those children and bring them into the world, you know? They're really trying. They're really, really trying. They're trying to be emotionally intelligent at the moment. See how much pain this person has been dealing with, what they've been experiencing. Okay? They don't want to feel like that anymore. They're trying to stop, staying in that pain. But there's so much instability. They're on a kind of ascension, and it's not a comfortable one. This is like where you find out what you're really made of, In the darkest hours, you find out what you're made of, and it's not comfortable and it's not pretty. What's the advice then for Taurus? Because this is about Taurus. Growth. Oh my god, that's what we were just saying. Evolution starts when you leave your comfort zone. I can't believe it. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Wow. That is wild. How relevant is that? Like, how relevant is that? Like, walk forwards anyway. You've come further than you think. They're trying to clear their karmic debt, okay? They can't have two things going on at once. They can't use you as a squeezy toy and distract themselves from, how awful everything is in their real life. They've got to turn this wheel around, and the only way they can do it is by being completely to themselves, getting a hold on finances, making new patterns of routines for themselves, and then getting into a new relationship. It wasn't the time before. And you deserve better than to be someone's squeezy toy and their distraction, okay? Because that's just like any addiction. It's like, I'll distract myself with sex, I'll distract myself with food, I'll distract myself with gambling, I'll distract myself with alcohol, I'll distract myself with drugs, whatever it is, okay? That was not the way to treat people, okay? It was unhealthy. So now they're getting out of their comfort zone and they're cleaning up their karma, okay? But they're really proud of you, and they know they know that you're busy grafting. They know that you are taking care of business, your end. And they know that you're quite capable of doing that with or without them. Right, advice for Taurus, please. Trust. I trust life and my strengths. Each moment guides me to the light. Everything on my path is placed here for my growth. You got growth twice. This is like stopping you from, like getting distracted by relationships, because you are the Empress, you are Taurus. I've got Libra moon, so if you've got Libra moon as well, it's like all you want is to be settled in a traditional 4-1 situation. And when you get it, it's like all the pieces of the puzzle are together and it just feels right. Okay, so until you have that, you can obsess about relationships, you can obsess about who you're dating, you can obsess about why it didn't work with people from the past. But you're not allowed to have it because it's forcing you to be independent, it's forcing you to grow financially, confidence-wise, assertiveness, have higher boundaries. You're growing as a person, they're growing as a person. This is your solar plexus, this yellow. It's where your belly button is, or just above it. It's all about being confident, assertive, going for what you want, fire energy, taking care of business, boss energy, okay? And that's very, very different to that kind of nurturing, empath, watery, sensitive, earthy, person that Taurus is used to being. This is like fire, boss mood, like type A personality mood. So I do feel like you could be going back to school, you could be getting promotions, you could be starting side hustles, you could be getting okay with it just being you and actually liking it, not just doing it because you have to and sort of gritting your teeth and bearing it, but actually liking it. Whatever you do, Taurus, you know you're going to look good while you do it, because that's just who you are. You're ruled by Venus, goddess of love and beauty. Frankly, if I was them, I'd want the Taurus more. If I see them looking good and showing up financially, building and growing, getting okay, like being on their own, looking happy, being on their own, I'd want them more, So this is all good. Spiritual purification. Purify your spirit to clear inner impurities and achieve clarity. Purification, clarity, cleansing. You know this King of Cups card as well that they're showing up as? Imagine like a husky dog. I've been watching huskies lately. Imagine a husky dad dog, right? And it's got all its husky puppies. It's not just going to walk off and leave them. Okay, it's got to take care of the husky puppies. It's got to help them to learn to play fight and, make sure that they learn to drink water when they need it. Make sure that they eat enough. Make sure that they're getting strong. This is the King of Cups, like very nurturing, very like familial, patient, understanding. How we prepare children and teenagers and young adults for the world is we're there to give them advice. We're there not just when we're supposed to pick them up and take them to football, or not just when, they need a taxi for a night out, but we're there around anyway, asking them how they are, or just being present so they can come up to us and say, I've broken up with my boyfriend, I've broken up with my girlfriend, and burst into tears and need a hug, or I've got this problem, or, I've done really shit in my exams. Like, we've got to be present so they can come to us, because like part of like preparing young people isn't just being a taxi for them or giving them pocket money, or they're like insignificant things, really. It's being that like stable person that's wise, that can offer them advice, that will forgive them when they make mistakes. It's all of that being present is probably the most important thing you can do as a parent. It's not really, you know, what you can buy them for Christmas. It's more being present. That's the mood that this person is trying to be in. Okay, think about it. It's the King of Cups. The Ten of Cups was upside down. Okay, so they are trying to be present. They're trying to be stable and provide that emotional strength and like abundance of wisdom to guide their young. You know, sometimes you have to do that for parents if they're elderly, if they're frail, if they're emotional, if they're lonely. You're trying to be that stable King of Cups, you know, still waters, no drama, present. The moon's whisper, listen to the quiet guidance within. The answers you seek are already within you. Ooh, we had Pisces the moon, didn't we? But this is for you, this advice. It could be for the cross-watcher as well. Listen to the quiet guidance within. The answers you seek are already with you. You knew that this was probably what was going on. Even though we like to get confirmation, we like to get reassurance, we like to have insurance, you probably knew that this was what was going on. This was the reason why you hadn't heard from them. You probably know deep down that this is your journey and this is why this is unfolding the way it is for your highest good. So you can be the best version of yourself and continue to become more independent. Okay, because empresses usually wait around to be rescued, but you're not doing that. You're becoming fiery. You're becoming confident. You're becoming assertive. You're having high boundaries. You're creating goals and you're going for them. It's a different kind of lesson for every zodiac sign. This is the lesson for Taurus, okay, the Empress. The Hierophant, the teacher, the student becomes the teacher. You gain wisdom throughout your life from every experience you've ever had. Your true major arcana is the Hierophant. So you're learning, you're becoming the teacher. You're no longer the student, okay? So no, you're never really going to be done learning, but you may find that you're having to learn a lot more lessons than others because your job isn't just to continue being the student. You're going to become the teacher, an instructor, a mentor, a therapist, a counsellor, what are the other like examples? Just a fantastic parent, you know, a great friend, a great colleague, a great boss. You're going to lead and inspire people because you'll have experienced so much by the time like you get to a high position. You've got all the advice ready to go. You've got it all ready. Wisdom comes from experience. Lessons, you know, are learned from time spent studying. So I've pulled all them. Let's get you a Yuletide celebration and then I'll get you a timing. Fir tree. Root yourself deeply like the fir tree. Find stability and strength in your foundations, even in the coldest of times. So if you haven't heard from this person for a while, it's because they're sorting shit out. They're going about things the right way now. Okay? You focus on yourself and this will come back to you. When is this reconciliation going to happen, if it is to happen? Because it looks like this person really does care about you a lot. And it's like a necessity for them to be away. It's not a choice. No need to hurry. Release any attachment to timing, okay? So this is how things are meant to be for right now and maybe for the next few months, Taurus, okay? All right, I hope you liked this reading. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel, and I will see you in the next one. If you wish to donate, there's a link in the channel description. If you want to stand out in the lives, you can do a snap. I always say Snapchat. Don't do a Snapchat. Do a super chat. Oh my god, I cannot stop doing that, you know. Every fucking time. Don't do a Snapchat, it's a super chat. What else? Memberships will be starting around March when I get my tax number back from the States. It takes a long time because I'm not in the States. If you want a personal reading, it's £18. You can direct message on TikTok or Instagram, or find my Gmail address, which is in the channel description on my YouTube. I'll be doing Gemini next, then I'll be switching off for the night, and tomorrow I'll do the next 3 signs in zodiac order, so it'll be Cancer, Leo and Virgo tomorrow. If you want to catch me live, don't ask me what time because I just work around my own energy levels, and I'm taking my nephew to the cinema, which I didn't think I was doing tomorrow, but I'm very happy to do anti-duties, that's fine. But I just working around stuff, I'm not doing like a strict schedule. I'm a Taurus, you can't force me to do anything. You will not force me to do anything I don't want to do. Or when, you know, I'll do it, but I'll get to it when I want to get to it. Even if you're a boss, it doesn't change. Okay, on to Gemini. Oh, my lights have gone out, haven't they? I'm gone. Can't be having that. Okay, let's see what we've got for Gemini. Whoops, that wasn't good. Spirit guides, the universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Gemini's highest good. How is Gemini feeling in this final week of December 2025 with regards to when they're thinking about dealing with or manifesting it in the future? 3 cards for Gemini, please. How is Gemini feeling? The 2 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so 2's a number of balance. When it's reversed, we've got an imbalance, okay? You notice that one pentacle is bigger than the other. This is the juggler. It's the eternal juggle of priorities. Which is going to take precedence? Which one is going to win? Okay, so in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck, it's 2 ships. One is very large, slow, but it's got heavy firepower. The other ship is small. It has low firepower, but it's very quick. It's very fast moving. So It's like which is going to win. When it's reversed, you could be struggling to manage all your priorities at the moment. You could feel like, health versus work is a problem, or children versus work is a problem, or, trying to manage love and work. I don't know. Something to do with priorities, trying to keep all the plates spinning and not really managing it. Sometimes, it's not a reflection on us. Sometimes you have very quiet periods when nothing's going on and then everything comes at once, so it's not a criticism. Next, we've got the Sun card reversed. Now, the Sun card, when it's upright, is the major arcana for Leo, or one of them. In the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, it's a naked baby riding a horse bareback, giggling with the sun shining behind it. So it's a very carefree energy. That's just the neighbours. It's a very carefree energy. It's like, I haven't got a care in the world, and babies shouldn't have a care in the world. Oh, it's my friend Matt. Hi, Matt. When the Sun card is reversed, it's a sense of burden then. So the opposite of carefree is when you're feeling burdened, okay? So that's kind of confirming what I was thinking in the first card. I'm only doing the 3 signs tonight, Matt, because, for my ankles and that. So I didn't get cankles or fankles. I'm going to do 3 signs each night, so I'll do Cancer, Leo and Virgo tomorrow, and then Libra, Scorpio and Sagittarius the day after, and then Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces on Christmas Eve. And then I won't be doing any lives on Christmas Day because that's just outrageous. So we've got in the challenge position the Knight of Wands. Hi, Havanshka? Havanshkawa? I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name. I don't know where one name ends and the other begins. Sometimes it's clear, sometimes it's not. I don't answer questions in lives. If you watch your sign or the sign of your person, it should answer your questions. I do collective readings, or you can buy an individual reading. What was I saying about the Knight of Wands? That's like the Knight of Wands is like fiery, passionate energy. It's fast-moving energy. So, that's like, oh, I'm horny. I'm gonna like booty call my go-to person and text them after midnight and say, you up? Or, it's having a crush on someone and just taking action to like flirt with them when you don't really know if you want a relationship, or you don't really know if you have got like the practical situation to offer anything stable, or you're not really emotionally available but you fancy someone. Yeah, it's not that much stability, but it's a lot of passion, desire, focus on the sexual, taking action in the moment, being fully in the moment. It's not necessarily bad, but that's in the challenge position. So I don't know if you've got like a lack of libido, or if you've got a high libido and it's hard to avoid being impulsive right now, or you don't feel like you've got time to even like fool around with anyone at the moment, let alone date. Maybe you're having to keep things casual with people because you're finding it difficult to manage priorities. You know how you're feeling, okay? Let's get 3 cards for your person to see if it's kind of in line with how you're feeling. 8 of Wands upright. Okay, so that's fast action, progress, and fast communication. This is nice for this to be upright. Someone wants progress with you. And they're prepared to sort of actuate it, you know, and make it happen. Ooh, the Five of Swords. Why is that coming out? The Five of Swords is arguments. It's crosswords being spoken. You know, like in a back and forth, one person gets the last word and then everyone walks off with sour faces and feeling awful. That's the Five of Swords vibe. So I don't know what that's about. It's division, it's clashing, you know, verbal disagreements, whether that's text or face-to-face. Nine of Wands in the challenge position. So this is the wounded warrior, the Nine of Wands. Things have been difficult for a while. There's been a number of blocks, a number of, you know, difficult things that have come up, hurdles. When we get to 10, we've reached the end of a cycle, the end of a chapter, the end of a phase. But the wounded warrior, when it's at 9, it's like, do you know what? I'm prepared to keep on fighting for this. I'm prepared to keep on going. Throw me another obstacle. I will get over that hurdle. This is the challenge for this person. If they were to drop the burdens, they would down tools and they just wouldn't bother. Okay? They'd be like, that's it. I'm done now. I'm spent. That would be a choice. They don't know what to do. After this latest, they wanted progress, but there was an argument. And after this latest obstacle, they don't know what to do, whether to keep fighting for this anymore. Let's get 3 for the outcome. So it's definitely a reading for people who are already dealing with someone, or it's like someone they fell out with recently. The Chariot reversed. The Chariot, when it's upright, is the major arcana for Cancer. There's a lot of, you see the Leo, the lion in the background, there's a lot of determination, a lot of fiery energy. Now, Cancer, the crab, has a hard shell, just like the Chariot. You know, in the Roman Empire, it was the emperor that got into the Chariot, and it's moving because we have a sort of major goal that we're trying to achieve, and we make moves towards that, whether it's to defend part of the empire or grow it, expand the empire. It's very, very hard metal around the exterior of that Chariot. There's a lot of determination. You know, emotionally, this is everything that we want, that Cancer, watery energy. But when it's reversed, those wheels overturned. Okay, that Chariot overturned. There was failure, loss or defeat at the last minute. Despite what we were working towards, it failed. We didn't make it. That is basically a sum up of what happened here. Okay, we wanted it, but somehow it derailed. Now, on your side, you were struggling to manage priorities, so I don't know if that was a part of it. Well, you've got a lot of passion for this person. The King of Swords. Okay, so this is air energy. It's Gemini energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So swords are knowledge and communication. Air signs love to serve the community. They're all about what's right, being humanitarian. Their love language is acts of service. What can I do for you? How can I help you? Yeah, can I fix this thing for you? Can I give you my time, my intellect? The King of Swords is someone who speaks the truth. They're a fantastic writer, orator, speaker. Now, the card's upright, so it is positive. If it were reversed, those swords will be wielded in the wrong way, and we might manipulate people or try to swing things how we want them. We might try to deceive people or take advantage of them. No. With this being upright, this King of Swords is trying to do what's right for the greater good, for the good of everyone. It's in a positive position. It can be about, you know, when you speak the truth in a relationship, it may mean the ending. It's trying to be honest. Sometimes it means severing ties, you know, like giving up on something, calling it a day. Let's get one more. Right, we've got a combination of the Two of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. So the Two of Wands is a planning phase. When we've got the Two of Wands, you know, you're at a fork in the road and it's like, do I stay or do I go? Do I move left or right? Do I want A or B? The Four of Pentacles is the miser, is someone who is trying to put themselves first, okay? If you think of Scrooge in A Christmas Carol, he doesn't really contemplate charity and, you know, stoking a large fire for his workers. He'll put on a candle. Or, you know, he'll say no to spending time with his partner and the family to sit and work. He thinks that poor people are just an annoyance and, you know, they should be in workhouses, you know, and that's just too bad, you know. The Four of Pentacles, he's very miserly. The Four of Pentacles is one who's trying to conserve what they have. They're not trying to spend it. They're not trying to lose it. They don't want the pentacles falling out of their wallet. But this is increments of time, money, and energy. It's not literally just money. So this is like, how do I put myself first? Now that's interesting because it could be you, Gemini, because you had the Two of Pentacles reversed, so you was really struggling to manage everything. And now we've got this planning phase. We're trying to be honest, we're trying to be intelligent, now we're trying to be practical as well and put ourselves first. What is the priority? How do I make this choice? How do I make this decision? Let's get a message from them. Not the right time. I'm overwhelmed with responsibilities. I don't have the time or energy for a relationship, okay? So it's just exactly as I said, okay? Both of you wanted this for one reason or another, you know, due to responsibilities, work, family, health, whatever it is. Major, you know, life events. Sometimes, you know, we're grieving a person and we can't possibly be ourselves. Sometimes we have poor mental health and we can't possibly, you know, do right by people the way that we would like to. Something or multiple things have got in the way here, and there was failure, loss, or defeat at the last minute, despite both wanting it. Okay, sometimes it's wider circumstances, like if you were due to fly home or you were due to relocate and then the law changed, you know, that's wider stuff that's impacting. If you like lost your jobs during COVID, that's not your fault. Okay, people literally got made redundant overnight. I have friends who are both teachers. They were both teaching a private school. They both got made redundant overnight, and it put a lot of pressure on their marriage, you know, and they had children at the time. The years after were not smooth ones for that couple, not at all. And that is no one's fault, you know. Life is damn hard sometimes. So sometimes it's external realities are not creating the right conditions for a relationship to thrive, okay? Timing is an obstacle here. I'm just putting my charger in. Let's get another message from them. Let's take it slowly, please. So you got a similar thing to Taurus, actually. If this, it's not really a case of the wrong person. It's the right person, the wrong time. I think this is an honest person. I don't see the Seven of Swords. I don't see a third party. I don't see the devil or anything unhealthy. I just see someone that's like really wanted this, but recognizes that it can't happen right now. Whether that's your, busy life, whether it's their busy life, or both. Different paths. You are not on the same page with the person you have in mind. The directions you want to move into are different. Okay, so it could be like when two paths kind of cross and that causes you to meet each other. And for a period of your life, like you really enjoy having this person, your mind starts to go to like, well, where can we go with this? Like, the longevity of it, you sort of like picture the future. But this might be a moment in time. It might be a chapter, not a book, with this person, okay? Because there's things that they want, okay? And there's things that you want. And the paths don't lead to the same place, the same destination, okay? So that's not to say that what people want won't change in the coming years. I always thought that I needed to have children or I needed to be married by a certain age. Now that's nothing like what I care about. And I'm still childbearing age. I could still have children if I wanted, but I'm not going to run out and just have a child with just anybody. And I'm okay with like the thought that I might not have them now because I might not meet someone. That's okay with me. That never would have been okay a few years ago with me. So what people want for themselves changes. When I was 17, I just wanted a relationship and I would have followed anyone anywhere. That's not the case now. I've literally like finished relationships because people were happy in the village that they grew up in and they didn't want to live anywhere else. And I had so much that I wanted to achieve and do, and places that I wanted to see. And this person was happy with going to work, going home, and going to the betting shop, and their corner shop, and that was their life. They just wanted to be in like, a 1 mile radius of like where they live and work for the rest of their lives. And I'm like, my horizons are much broader than that. People continue to grow and change, but for right now, you are wanting different things. So I don't know if that's children, I don't know if it's lifestyle, status, locations. I don't know what it is, but you could be have very different ages, or right, let's do examples. One of you wants children, the other realizes they don't ever want children, and you've just started to have this kind of conversation. Or like, one of you will always want to live in your hometown, and the other one is like, well, I actually fancy living my retirement years out abroad, or I would love to go on around the world, I don't know, backpacking. They didn't want to get a mortgage. That's nowhere near like and then you've just started to like have these deeper conversations, and you're like, shit, we don't want the same things over the next like 5 to 10 years. So that could be it, guys. Okay. Hi, Tomek. Or Tamika. I'm trying to work out where one name starts and the other begins. I'm doing that for everyone, by the way. You can confirm your name in the chat if you want me to get it right. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith, true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Okay. So how do we work with that? You may come back into each other's lives at a later date, or you may continue to change what it is that your goals are, move the goalposts, you know. It's very, when you're young, when you're like early 20s, you're like, I want to be married by the time I'm 25, or like, I want this person and I only want them, and I will like die if I can't be with them. And then you like learn that love isn't enough, you know, or maybe you decide that you want like to develop your career once you've had children. And, you know, when you married your person, they wanted a stay-at-home mum for a wife. They didn't want a wife that was going out to work. Everyone does it. Everyone reviews their life and what they want for themselves for the next chapter. So it may be that that's what you guys have to do and continue to have dialogue about what could be in the next chapter. What does this person like or love about Gemini? Sometimes when I'm busy, I pause to think of you and it's like a breath of fresh air. That's cute though. That's nice. So many things remind me of you. It's crazy. Oh, so they constantly like think of you when they see something or hear something. They're like, oh, I just want to tell, like Gemini, or that makes me think of Gemini. So you're like, you know, the center of this person's like universe, basically. Everything relates to you somehow. So you know that you're important to this person, like very important to one another. I think you desire this person a lot. You find them to be very good looking. Okay, you might not have loads of time for them right now. And you may feel like it's tough to kind of like please what both of you wants, because you are two individuals trying to forge a life together. This is the challenge for every every couple on earth, you know. You know, my mum's in her 70s, my dad's in his 60s. I'm talking late 70s and late 60s. She's still pushing for wanting a bed and breakfast, and he's still saying no. So it's like, I don't think it ever stops really. It's whether the two of you can work around and say, look, okay, I'll wait another 5 years for children, or okay, I'll wait another 10 years to retire abroad, or okay, you know, we'll get remarried in a few years' time, or get married once we've bought a house, or whatever, you know. What was making it difficult before? Because we had the wounded warrior for them, and then, you know, so it's not like it's been easy at any point really. It's been tough. What have these obstacles been? What have these challenges been? Adrift, not willing to settle down or be responsible, time to commit and put down roots. So they wanted to be a bit more footloose and fancy free. Complicated, lots of twists and turns, knotty situation, precarious. Devilish, trouble follows them around, tempting, addictive charm. They could be someone that a lot of people have their eye on. They could know that they've got that effect on people, whether it's like how they speak, the things that they say, how they look, the fact that they're exciting, the fact that they're footloose and fancy free. It might be that they're younger. They could be less mature, or they just have like different, lifestyle, different ways of living to you completely. That could have been an issue previously. It doesn't mean you're a bad person just because you're not ready to settle. You could be young and be like, whoa, I don't know what a mortgage is and I don't want a massive debt, that could get me into trouble. I don't earn enough yet, like that doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you're a young person, right? Turbulence. Heal unresolved conflicts with kindness, not anger. Yeah, you could have argued a fair bit over stuff like this. Getting a room, hotel, motel, suit, business, pleasure. Ooh, you slag. They could have had a lifestyle where they were a bit promiscuous, and have enjoyed themselves, and that this could be quite odd to them to kind of be with just one person, and for a long time could be their first serious relationship. So that could make you nervous, because you've got that in your mind. Doesn't mean that they're not enjoying it or they don't want it. It's just different to what they've experienced before. Relationship career is a bit like work career, isn't it? Because after so long, you get to say, well, I've had a 3-year relationship. What was your longest relationship? Yeah, or I've had a 3-year relationship. So you get to prove yourself because you built up previous. This person may not have built up any previous just because of their age, or I don't know, just didn't want it before, or the opportunities never come up where someone's wanted to invest in them. Sometimes you want a relationship, but you can't go around saying, oh yeah, I've had a 3-year relationship if no one's been mature enough to offer you that yet. That's not necessarily your fault. Message, communication, conversation, expressing feelings, intimacy, passion, coming into union, chemistry, missing you. Oh, so you could be having a little hookup or a little reconciliation, reunion. They might instigate it, or you might instigate it, or this may have already happened. It does say that you really love each other, You really love each other. It says true love. It's making me feel very emotional, and I've not had that for a long time. This is not my reading. I don't have any Gemini in my chart, but there's a lot of genuine love and emotion here. It's very much mutual. You're watching from New York. That's so cool. Hi, Star Child, love bug. Where am I up to? I'm up to here. Our connection is intense and it scares me. You know why? Because you're letting yourself fall for each other. And there's already such a depth of emotion, like a deep well of emotion, that your heart is going to physically hurt if you have to break up because you simply have different goals or different lifestyles or different things that you want for the future, and you can't reconcile that with each other. That is scary as fuck. That's the reason most people stay being a player or just stay single, because they know what it feels like to love someone so deeply and for it to physically hurt in your heart. Like, it's painful. you know, and you get like a lump in your throat and it's like you've dry swallowed 2 aspirin or something, and you just like you feel like you're never going to get over it. It's horrible. So you're very brave to be in love, to give yourself fully to another person, to give your heart fully, you know, and having these conversations is scary. It's terrifying because everything's on the line. I think they're younger, or they're just used to having their own time, their own space, not being on such a tight schedule. They're used to like uh not having to answer to anyone, or being so, you know, sensible and talking about mortgages and marriage and stuff like this, children. It might be a bit terrifying to this person, or it might just be a bit early for them to be having that kind of a dialogue, you know. They could be really flattered in a way, but think, but that's a few years off, where you're like, and we'll do that next year. Do you know what I mean? It's like a difference like that, maybe, which is pretty much everyone's like situation, to be honest. Right, when is this going to get sorted out? When is this going to get resolved? Because I don't feel like this is next year. Okay, well, next year is a few days away, so I'm on point. Oh, that's excellent. I love that. Thank you for that confirmation. Let's get you some advice then, Gemini. I'm just doing the 3 signs tonight. I'll do 3 signs tomorrow, 3 signs the day after, and the last 3 signs on Christmas Eve, just to save my circulation problems that I've been having from sitting for too long. Risk. Take a chance. Every risk is a success when you're committed to learning and to growth. You know, sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd moved to New York like my ex wanted me to, because he was like someone that was hella committed to me, very, very serious, wanted marriage and kids, but he wanted me to move, you know, and I didn't want to be that far away from my family. Look, you can only make decisions at the time, you know, to the best of your ability, being true to how you feel. You have to answer, you know, the way that you feel. And you know, I remember one of my friends like saying when we were all at a meal together, and they're trying to support me through it, like, well, if my, you know, like boyfriend wanted to move abroad and, you know, he's my person, I would just move. Well, I've never been like that. I'm like, well, I'm very aware that it may not work out, or maybe my career, you know, like goes to the back burner, and I have kids with him, and then he leaves me because it's not working out. And then I've got this gap in my like, yeah, I'm always like 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, 15 years ahead. I'm never someone that's just going to live in the moment like that. And it was funny because, not funny, ha ha, but like intriguing, let's say, because when I did go on holiday with him and meet his mum's friends that she'd made out there, that woman was a Jersey wife. This was like New Jersey, yeah. So she was like living a very glamorous lifestyle. And she said to me, Jenny, don't do it. Don't do it. And they're now divorced. She said, you'll have a gap in your career. Your whole life, your whole identity will become being the wife of someone. And, you know, she said, I'm lucky because, I won't say his name, but she said, my husband's good to me and he gives me like half of everything. But she said, like, what if you get someone that doesn't do that? What if you break up? And like, now she's divorced from him, and they both, it's a shame, like, it's sad. Like, they did everything with good intentions, but she was warning me about, you know, like, not keeping autonomy to some degree over my own life, my career. Because I thought that's what I wanted, to be honest. I wanted someone that was earning a lot of money, and I could be like, you know, that wifey that like is like a trophy wife that like looks good, like takes care of the kids, takes care of the home, cooks well, and all that. And I think if he didn't want to move so far away, and it was like in Europe somewhere, and it could have been like that I see my family more frequently. I may have gone for it, but I always had in my head, not America, not Canada, not Australia or New Zealand or anywhere that's so far away. That, because it's like, what, you're going to see your parents like once every few years. That means I'll probably only see them like 10 times before I die. I know that's so morbid, but that's how my brain works. Like, I can't, even when I lived in Italy, I used to constantly think like I'm only seeing them X number of times instead of just whenever I want, as much as I want, you know, like, that's just how my brain works. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior, guys. Well, like, you're being encouraged to kind of take a risk for this person because this is true love. So there's going to have to be some sort of compromise if you two are going to meet in the middle. And that could be relocating. It could be negotiations over when to get married or whether to get married, when to have children, whether to have children. There's something very different, you know, that each of you wants. You know, some people never want a mortgage. They want to live on a barge, or they want to like drive a friendly van, you know, and be somewhere different every day. Like, it's not right or wrong. It's just, do we want the same thing? And if it's not right for you, you're gonna have to do the thing that you don't want to do and sacrifice the relationship. But it looks like you love each other really, 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 like, so much. And it's not that there's, you know, the good thing is it's not that there's anyone else. It's not that they don't think enough of you or anything like this. So at least you'll always have the knowledge, whatever happens, whichever way this goes, or however long it lasts, that you met someone that thought so highly of you that they wanted you in their life for the rest of their life. Because some people have never had that, you know. I'm sure everyone will experience that at least once. I hope they will. But it's very special when it happens. More advice. We want more advice, don't we? Oh, hi, Brenda. Being true. I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. Acceptance. I accept every step that life presents me without resistance. I try to find out what the universe is trying to teach me so that I can grow. Thus I advance in freedom on the path of light. Okay, so they're both purple. So this is about your relationship with the divine, your crown chakra, trusting your gut, your third eye. They're very cool, actually. They're very similar images, aren't they? That's basically that zoomed out. Well, that's that zoomed out. That's so sick. I love these cards. Yeah, what is the lesson here? What am I supposed to learn from all this? Because it's not for nothing, and you never have to, you know, reduce anything to that or wipe the slate clean. Your memories and your experiences are your memories and your experiences. And if you come across one another, just because it hasn't lasted forever or if it doesn't end up lasting forever, you don't have to say, oh, that was a mistake. That's not true. Everything happens the way that it's supposed to, exactly the way that it's supposed to, okay? Balance your energies. That's like yin and yang a little bit, isn't it? I can't read these because there's no gaps between the words. Maintain balance in your energies to ensure overall harmony and stability. Okay. Steady the course, guys. Connect with higher self. Connect with your higher self to gain deep wisdom and guidance. Now, that is basically those two. That's the crown chakra, isn't it? And it's like getting yourself aligned with the vibration of planet Earth. You know, thinking really, really deeply, allowing yourself to get in tune with everything. Inner child, reconnect with your inner child to heal past wounds and restore joy. Okay, so we don't have to kind of revert back to thinking everything's shit and everything sucks. You're allowed to be a romantic and get your heart broken and then continue to be a romantic, okay? You don't have to become a realist or someone that, you know, goes really logical. Children look at the world when they're like 2 to 3 years old, like in that picture. They just kind of taking everything in. Let yourself do that. Just take everything in, okay, as it comes, and then try to suss it out as you go. I like this. This is very, this is what Tarot's all about, this. The world is basically a big ball of potential. Your future is full of potential and so many opportunities. And this is one of those things that's very valuable, very precious. That doesn't come up more than a few times in your life, meeting someone who feels this way about you. And so you do feel it if you lose it, but it's so lovely to have the opportunity to even meet someone that holds you in that high regard and is, you know, wanting you to go with them and live with them somewhere, or, you know, sees you as their other half. That's lovely. That's such an honour. Just remember their card said, let's take it slowly, please. So it's not like they're trying to drag you into commitment. It might be that you're trying to drag them into it, you know, or lecturing them about being more routine or more settled. So just ease them in. The cosmic thread. You are connected to the universe's divine tapestry. Trust the thread of your journey. I love that. That's everything we've been talking about. The cosmic mirror. The universe mirrors your energy, aligned with what you wish to attract. So if you want someone who's going to be really loyal and who's going to settle down and like commit to you and make some sacrifices to be with you, you know, focus on that. Communicate that to your angels, your spirit guides, because they don't know what to offer you unless you say it out loud and ask for it or think about it, okay? If you have very negative thoughts that you're meeting people who refuse to commit, who are flaky, who are homosexuals, who are like drifters, you know, in and out of your life, if you continue to believe that's what you're getting, then you'll kind of manifest it, do you know what I mean? So whether this person is or isn't like that, you need to think in your head, I want someone who is, you know, gonna want 2.4 children, or live in a house, you know, in X location with me, or think about what you do want, okay? Ask for it, and then you've got to determine as you go whether this is able to have legs or not. And sometimes, you know, just because it doesn't culminate in that in the end eventually doesn't mean it was like done for no reason. It has importance. It played its part in your life's journey, you know. Let's get you a Yule celebration. Yule ritual. Create your own Yule rituals. Honor the solstice. It's the solstice tonight, isn't it? Tonight's the longest night, and then tomorrow it starts being, the days start getting longer again. I think that's why. Or it's solstice tomorrow and it's like the shortest day, and then, yeah, the nights start decreasing. Yule ritual. Create your own Yule rituals. Honor the solstice with clear intentions and ceremonies that resonate with your spirit. What do you want coming up to the new year? What do you want for yourself? My sister was talking about this actually. She just said this before we came on the live, that I think she's burning an intention like every day until, is it the 2nd? And then you keep that one or something like that, because that's to remind you, like, going into the new year. It was like something a bit witchy. I was quite surprised because I'm definitely more kind of spiritual one out the two of us, but she's Aries, the ram, and the emperor. She's my big sister that's more sensible and more grounded than me. But yeah, that was quite cool of her to be doing that. Winter greens. Be thankful for the winter greens. They are the sustenance of the season, a gift of nature to nourish and sustain you. Make sure you eat like whole foods, nourishing foods, lots of roasts, lots of broths, soups, all the colours on your plate, and like, don't overdo it, because this is the season, I want to say, to be jolly. This is a season where it's cold, it's long, dark nights, it's freezing in the morning. You can really, like, if you go out, you can wrap up, but you can still get, like, an upset chest, or you can catch something going to the supermarket or going to school or work. I know the kids are broken up now, but there's a lot of illness going around, isn't there? So take care of yourself, have hot drinks, eat well, eat clean, not just all the the crap. but set your intentions for the new year, because it looks like things will get resolved very, very soon. And the universe only knows what to bring you, if you say it aloud and you say, angels, I want... You should never really say, I want this person, in a particular person's name, but you can say, what, I want someone with these qualities, or I want someone who wants what I want. In fact, you should. You're at the spiritual drive-through, and it's time to order off the menu what you want, okay? And the universe will make it so. Right, take care, Gemini. That was your reading. Please give it a like. Share the video if there's a Gemini that you know that's going through this, or someone who's dating a Gemini. Thank you, Aura. I'll be doing the next 3 signs tomorrow. If you want a private reading, I will be doing those over the festive period. They're £18. You can email me at jen3585@gmail.com. It's in the channel description. And you can direct message on Instagram or TikTok. Okay, I love doing personal readings, and I like to know what's going on with you all. So make sure you keep in touch, and if you fancy ordering one, we can sort it out. It'll be pre-recorded. It'll be a video on YouTube that only you can see, and it stays up there. You can watch it as much as you want to, as many times at your own leisure. Memberships are going to start in March time. I have to wait for my tax code to be generated and come back from the US, because I'm in the UK. It takes like 9 weeks. So yeah, they're a little bit of a way off, but I think it'll go quite quickly. If you're a member, you'll get, I think it's like $5.99 a month, I'll put it at. You'll get a monthly health reading with the Native American Indian medicine wheel spread, and you'll get a monthly business education and finance reading, and a how to read tarot. series as well. So they're nice goodies to have each month that aren't really anything to do with love. Because sometimes you get sick of obsessing either what someone's doing or what are they thinking, what do they want, you know. But the love readings will remain weekly, collective ones will remain free, and you can always order a personal reading. Yeah, so turnaround time is quite quick. I'll probably do it same day, to be honest, because I'm not working in school over Christmas. So yeah, and I'm a small channel. I get like bigger channels need like a week because they've got loads of people to get through. So take care of yourselves, and I will see you tomorrow, okay? Bye, guys.